Maybe it was the cold. But after a few steps, Renado's optimism started to slump. What if Calaveras couldn't help? Did Renado dare use the Sky Ripper? Oh, he hated that he had chosen this path. It was so much simpler to rescue friends and attack enemies. Even if some of those friends were more trouble than his enemies, some of those enemies had been friends before and might be lovers after. No, okay, it wasn't all that much simpler, no. Physics made his brain hurt. That, at least, he was sure of.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Stories, The Path of Destinies. In 1 second. Okay, so we're going to go and consult with Calaveras, who is a frog scientist of apparently some great renown, and ask him whether he thinks it's a good idea to use the Sky Ripper.
Renado wondered idly if people who had built these poles had really, really long tentacles.
Ooh, box. .98 health. I'm missing 2 health.
Renado felt a little bad stealing crafting materials from chests. He preferred to rob them from people at sword point.
Hey, come back here. God damn it. That one hit cost me my perfect, and now the game is frozen. Okay, there we go.
He tried to focus on the
concerning.
now. The ravens who seemed everywhere all the time. Where did they hatch from? Were there giant raven hatcheries somewhere, or did they have families? Ooh, he didn't want to think about raven mummies raising their darling raven chicks. Yeah, Calaveras would help. He would make Renado feel better about using the Sky Ripper. And then Renado wouldn't have to worry about ravens ever again.
Bam! Oh, I got hit somewhere in there? God damn it. I thought I did that. Oh well. Before we get on the elevator, let's, explore a little bit.
Couldn't they have put in an elevator? Or a giant eagle? Or something?
Hang on. No. This is not the wrong one. Or this is not the right one, sorry. Okay. Alright, go back. No. Alright. Oh, I guess we're going this way then.
Oh, this really didn't have much in the way of safety features, did it?
I mean, it's got an invisible wall around it, so you can't really fall off, but yeah. Oh, hey. And some of it just launched off the edge. Son of a bitch.
Didn't smell
Hey,
any better
perfect.
dead, Renado thought.
Just gotta do one last slash at the end there to get rid of the time slowdown thing. This way, I think. Pretty sure. Hey, full health. Everything's coming up, Bernardo. Ronaldo. Whatever his name is. Fox Pirate. Let's see what we're getting over here.
There had to be something useful in these things, didn't there?
Apparently not. Is there anything over here? Nope. Inevitable, I guess. That's interesting. I have the thing for that door, but how do I reach it? It's gonna be a way. Maybe I can find it later.
Huh? A lever? That was new. Most people still use doorknobs. Renato had sacrificed a friend for the Sky Ripper. It would be worth it if he could bring a super weapon to the rebellion, but the scientists had ruined everything.
Hey! Level up thing. Alright, what can I get here? Counter attack now causes damage. Attack enemies at any distance. Auto rotates and reaches a certain threshold. Ooh. I'm gonna upgrade that. That's really useful. And I'm getting a decent amount of use out of it. Hello, you must be the guy I need to talk to.
Calaveras had never let him down.
Yeah, of course I can make it work better.
But when Renato explained about the strings, Calaveras grew thoughtful.
Oh, strings, you say? Well, the Arcana do speak of the ties that bind the world.
He drew many intricate symbols in the dirt.
Yeah, so, according to my calculations, each time you fire, I'm afraid there's a 1 in 128 chance you'll destroy the universe.
That's pretty good odds. That's like rolling, what, 21 dice and they all come up 6. What are the odds of that?
What? No! It's more like 2.716s in a row.
Anyway, with those odds, it won't happen if I use it just once.
Yeah, that's not right. Each time you use it... Okay, look, just don't use it ever.
All right, I guess. As he sailed away from the mountains, Bernardo could see clouds darkening. Rain? No. Ships. Imperial ships, swarming thick as bees. This was it. The big battle. They could not afford to lose this one. What if it did not go well? What if he had to use the Sky Ripper? Could he gamble the universe? On the other hand, what were the odds of rolling 21 6s in a row? The battle was not going spectacularly well. What had the rebels been thinking? They'd been thinking he would bring the Sky Ripper, or the Iblis Stone, or that he'd sideline Zenobia somehow. Or turn her. Couldn't he use the Sky Ripper just once? After all, if chances were 1 in 128, that meant he'd for sure be okay the first time. They'd get worse each time he used it, but the first time would be okay, right? He wasn't sure that it was right. So he didn't fire the Sky Ripper. He just brought it along, in case.
I feel like this is gonna go horribly. Use the Sky. Fantastic. I can't open that door. Okay, you get a level up thing, but I don't have any of the points, so that doesn't help me. Whee. Have I been here before? I feel like I have.
What were these poles exactly? Parking meters from the time of the lost gods?
Bam!
Welcome to Earth.
Renato told the corpses. It was something he'd seen in a play once.
Welcome to Earth. Can I backtrack? Yes! Fantastic. Alright, let's upgrade our dash through enemies thing a bit more, because that's really useful. I also have full energy that I should probably use at some point for something. You know, if I paid attention to things like that. Hello. Ah, yeah, we're on the ships again. So I guess this is where the final battle always happens?
There was an engraving. Maximum capacity, 130 people.
That's not bad. Style acceptable. Well, screw you too. Acceptable.
Boom!
Trying to grab the explodey guy. Style good. Everybody's a critic.
Someone had told him the odds didn't change just because you'd had a streak of good luck.
Oh.
His gut told him that was wrong, though. And he always listened to his gut. On the other hand, 128 chances to win, but one of them would destroy the universe. Ooh, that seemed a bit serious. Maybe he could defeat the Emperor without firing the Sky Ripper. Maybe he could bluff, but with a real weapon. Like in cards, when you had 3 knaves, but you pretended you had a fizz-bin. That could work.
Yes. That's the thing that I know about. I ran out of stamina. Ow. I got style good for that one. I got hit by an explosion. I have no health. Hang on. I can fix that though. I can have slightly less than no health. Actually, that put me most of the way back up to full. With the cannons. Please stop. Why are they shooting at themselves? I mean, like, they're gonna hit the other ships in their own fleet, right? I guess they're shooting at me. And I just happen to be in between them. fight? No more fight. I want to go that way. That way looks interesting. I don't think that's the way I went last time. Pretty sure this is where it ended last time. Well, I mean, we had the fight and then it ended. Hi, whatever you are. Chandler's can buff and heal enemies, buff ravens are very dangerous. Okay. Doesn't seem very dangerous, if I'm honest. We did good. Oh dear.
He set up the Sky Ripper and let it warm up. He would bluff if he had to. Zenobia came out, flanked by a very daunting platoon of ravens. You won't actually use that, she said in that annoying, I know everything because I'm a cat and you know nothing because you're just a fox voice she had. Or I know the odds. Good, because there's a real chance you could destroy the universe. No, not the first time I use it. The odds are too low. What? No? Yeah, sure. The first time, the odds are practically nothing. They only go up if I use it a bunch more times. No, but that's not how odds work. Didn't you pay attention in class? Now surrender, or I'll use it. Just once, he said.
Don't. He felt sure the odds were with him. You have to go with his gut. That's what heroes do. Fire, he said. Please? The Sky Ripper fired. With a tremendous whoosh, the Emperor's flagship went up in flames. It was awesome. Then he noticed
There was a hole in the air. A blackness, like a tear in a parchment. Wind was blowing into it, widening it. It grew larger, and even larger. Crates fell upwards into it, and the world itself seemed bent, like the reflection on a curved mirror, as it poured into the ravenous hole. Ah, 1 in 128. What are the odds? Thought Reynardo, and then everything fell into the hole and was gone.
Reynardo stared at the book. He was still alive. Again. And still only flying away from burning Ubar. Had he lived that adventure? Or only dreamt it? Had he really died? It felt so real, not like a dream at all. And he'd lost again. Oh, he hated that. But he had made different choices. And he'd lost in a different way. It was the book, wasn't it? Oracles showed you your destiny. But this was showing him different ways he could die miserably. Thanks a bunch, book, he thought. But these were destinies that he did not have to fulfill. But he'd learned another true thing. The core was powerful, but dangerous if used improperly.
Alright, there we go. We blew up the universe. Our hero, ladies and gentlemen. Anyways, that's what I'm going to call it for now. Next time, we'll go on and pick a different path, I guess. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next episode. Goodbye.